Hi, I'm David, and I'm here to talk about crypto price analysis for Thursday, December 13th, 2018. We'll be talking about Bitcoin, of course. We'll touch on Ethereum, and then we'll talk about some of the coins that were listed on Coinbase recently, including, but not limited to, the ERC20s that just came up the other day. So let's jump right in. Let's start with Bitcoin on the 4-hour here. First off, market cap's looking to be about 60.5 billion, and the price is a little over 3.4K right now. The only real news, there's not really any news going on moving the price. Weiss Ratings did just come out saying it's a great time to buy Bitcoin and that crypto's not going anywhere. I'm inclined to agree, though that's not actually advising you to buy Bitcoin. It's just kind of prudishly pointing out that relative to January and most of the year, we are at some pretty significant lows, and it would be a savvier time to enter the market than 6 months ago. Still, make your own decisions, and it could go lower. So back on the 4-hour here. What I think is most interesting, so we've been fighting this descending line of resistance for a little while now, and now you can see that the 4-hour 50 moving average is actually almost perfectly aligning with that level. Just kind of giving confirmation to it. We just recently did kind of get pressured off of it. And if we switch over to the 1-hour, we can see, as I was preparing to make this video, I was hoping we would hold on the 100-hour moving average. We didn't. We broke through. We're currently right now retesting it at that level. Looks to be about 30, well, where we're at right now, 34.22. That's about the level that this resistance is at. So we'll see. If we push through, then we're going to basically probably stay in a bit of a sideways pattern until we can test up to the descending resistance line. If we get rejected off, we have the 50-hour moving average, which is at about 33.80, which will be our next support level to test. We break through that, we're looking at about 3,300 being the recent, roughly the recent lows of this dip. We break through that, we're probably looking at least 3,000 or lower. Last week I mentioned about how even down into like 2,500 range would not really be statistically unprecedented for a Bitcoin dip. So I'm not worried at this point. It's very real that we might go a bit lower. The next day or two is going to mean a lot. If we do break above this resistance line in the next day or two, that would be very bullish. Just don't hold your breath. One more thing, I am not going to give Ethereum its own wrap up. I actually just want to show you really quick that it's pretty much moving just like, let's quick go to the 4-hour again for starters, but the charts look almost identical. You have the moving average getting in line with the descending resistance, and although it didn't hasn't retested yet, but it's similar, it just broke below the 100-hour moving average, and it hopefully will retest it. So Ethereum's doing a lot like Bitcoin right now, just at lower prices. Right, now I'd like to take some time to talk about some of the coins and tokens that have been listed recently on Coinbase, and basically what is known as the Coinbase effect that we've seen, and what it means and how it's affecting these coins in the market right now. We're going to start with the first 3 major coins that were listed recently: 0x, Basic Attention Token, and Zcash. And then we'll move on to talk about the 4 ERC20s that were recently listed, because they're similar but a little different. So we're going to start here with 0x, and it probably is the most pronounced of the pattern I'm going to show you, and that is basically, you can see I've kind of very roughly highlighted the higher ends of where originally 0x was listed on Coinbase Pro, and then a few days later, about 5 or 6 days later, it was listed on Coinbase.com in the mobile app. This is a pattern that Coinbase has been doing. They release it on Coinbase Pro first, and then something like a week later on the mobile app and the main website. And this is part of what's kind of creating this pattern, is that we see here, it had a little bit of a sell-off right after the announcement, a run-up, and then after the next announcement on Coinbase.com, more of a sell-off, which then kind of feeds into the bear market we're in. So what basically this is, I believe, is an extension of the mentality of buy the rumor, sell the news. It's a investing philosophy, trading philosophy really, that says that basically if you want to be ahead of the game, which is what you want to be ahead of most traders. So if you can get the rumor of something that's coming and it's a reliable rumor, buy the rumor, and then when the news breaks to the masses, they're going to buy the news, you're going to sell the news, and you're going to make your profit. That's the logic of it. You've probably heard it before if you've been in this space for some time. So that's basically what we're seeing here. It gets announced on Coinbase Pro. That's news of its own, so people do sell a bit. But also Coinbase Pro isn't used as widely as Coinbase.com is. Coinbase Pro is, though it's not that inaccessible, it's just fewer people have a Coinbase Pro account as to just use Coinbase.com or the mobile app. So even being listed on Coinbase Pro is a kind of rumor, if you will, because you know that in a week or so it's going to get listed on Coinbase.com and be open to a lot more people. So you buy when it hits Coinbase Pro. You wait till it hits Coinbase.com and people start buying. You sell, lock in your profits. That's what people are doing here. So we see here, there was also an initial little bit of a sell-off because being listed on Pro is news unto itself. Some people sold off there, but a lot more people accumulated, waited, and then sold after it got listed on Coinbase.com. So this is just one example, but we're going to see the same thing with, let's switch to basic attention token now. All these charts are using Binance, by the way, for the Coinbase token, simply because they haven't been on Coinbase long enough to show it on their data. But Binance has really nice volume and history. So, okay, so here we have basic attention token. Very similar pattern, not as dramatic. Each one of these is going to get a little less dramatic, and we'll get into that too as to why. But still, there was a run-up on the Pro announcement, a little bit of a sell-off, another run-up, and then when it got announced on Coinbase.com, a fairly significant sell-off, actually, on basic attention token. And at some point, these fed into the bear market. At some point, this running down is no longer about Coinbase, and it's become, once it gets back to the kind of the previous levels, you're probably now just looking at market movement with, you know, this bear market. So, same thing happened there. Let's keep looking. Next, we're going to talk about Zcash, which recently, the most recent of them, and on Binance. Now here we have the announcement for Pro, the announcement for Coinbase.com. This one actually has, all the other ones, the original levels were lower than the Coinbase.com announcement levels. What we're seeing here is, at this point, this is the most recent one of these coins to be listed. And we're seeing it basically, now we're in full bear market mode. So it's now, the Coinbase effect is just offsetting the bear market really here. If this had been listed a month before, it probably would have looked a little bit more like the previous two, but it's, the whole market's already falling, so now we're just responding to that. But you have the same basic idea of buy the rumor, sell the news going on here. The other thing that's happening, I think, is that basically with each of these subsequent coin listings, it's just kind of becoming less novel that a coin got listed on Coinbase. Earlier on, when there were fewer coins and Coinbase being as big as it is, anytime any coin was listed, people got really excited about it, and so you saw more intense swings. You still could see really intense swings if, say, Ripple was listed tomorrow. I believe it would still follow this very similar pattern of what we're seeing, but with something, a bigger coin like Ripple, you'd probably see very intense action going on, but not dissimilar to this. Well, last up here, I just wanted to spend some time talking about these ERC20 tokens that were just listed the other day. We're going to start with Civic. We're going to go through them pretty fast because my main point here is that they have a similar turn, but it's even more slight. So slight that on most of them you might not really be able to pick it out of the chart if you didn't know what day it was. Here's where Civic was listed. Well, they're all the same day, December 7th. And you can see there was a little spike there, but it's already been negated. Moving on to DNT, or District 0x. This one had a little bit more of a run-up. Looks like it maxed out around 0.017, and that actually had a more significant push, but the majority of those gains have also been taken away. Next, Loom Network. Similar to the last one, you're not seeing much. There was some basic movement that happened when they got listed, but not very much at all, and virtually all that's already been undone. Last we have Decentraland. And yeah, similar, a little bit of a run up, but down to the lows from before it even happened. So this is what you're seeing is, I mean, they're not as pronounced, but these are the same kind of patterns as the other ones, but these are small cap, smaller coins that just aren't generating as much hype. And so this is what happens when you release coins like this into such a bear market that has almost no effect. All right, that'd about do it for me today. As ever, this is not investment advice. This is just my humble opinion. Make your own decisions, do your own research. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And until next time, good luck with your trades.